Okay, as you can tell by the title of this video, today we're going to be making my famous wings. I guarantee you, if you're sitting down right now looking for a wing recipe for dinner, whatever the reason may be, you found the right video. This is going to be the one that hits that craving to a T. Now, if you're looking to cook wings, there's probably one of two reasons why you're doing so. One, it's about $30 for a 12-piece anywhere in New York. I don't know about the rest of the country. So they're incredibly overpriced. And two is a lot of restaurants are serving you these moose knuckle wings, these massive, ginormous, fatty, cartilagey wings that are just gross and they're not good. And nothing is worse than buying wings at a restaurant and then just regretting that purchase. It feels like you're eating your money and it's awful. So today I'm going to take you through the full recipe. Let's dive in. Okay, so me personally, I like to buy my wings from Costco. They come in these blue bags of 6 packs. They're about like a pound a pack. They're dirt cheap. You'll get about 6, maybe 8 pounds for about 20 bucks. And it's gonna be around 25, 30 bucks for the organic version. I've already taken my wings and just threw them 2 packs into a Ziploc bag and let them thaw. And this is where we'll start. If you like to, you can take these, throw them in the sink, wash them with lime or vinegar or however you like to do it. Me personally, I don't wash my wings. I go from package to gallon bag and we start there. Now let's go over the counter and we'll put them together. It's a very simple recipe. If you want to run to the grocery store now, this is a good time to pause. You're really only going to need about 3 things. The first and most important part is the seasoning or the flavor profile you want. Now you could do whatever you want here. I like Tony Chachere's the no salt variation because this stuff is delicious. It's a little spicy, it's a little sweet, but it's not too salty, it's not overwhelming, and it's gonna give the wings that perfect golden color that you're looking for. The second ingredient, and this is not a must-have, but I like it because it crisps up your wings, is good old cornstarch, about $2 in the store. What the point of this is it kind of replaces flour in this case. We don't want fried chicken. We just want wings that are going to be crispy and have that little bit of kick to them in terms of crunch. This is going to help you get there. You don't need a lot and it's dirt cheap. Lastly, in my recipe, I use honey. If you like honey in your wings, this is going to be a nice way to kind of get the seasoning to stick on it after we cook them. So this is super important. If you want to get some of this as well, I highly recommend it, but you don't have to. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this bag of wings and we're just gonna cover these entirely in Tony Chachere's. So open up your bag, take your Tony Chachere's, open up the wide lid, and just pour that puppy in there. Now you don't want too much because we're gonna do another round of this after they're cooked, but I do probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons and just mix it all up, get this marinating. Nice and covered in the juices. We're gonna get this shaken up and then come back. All right, these are done. They're pretty covered in Tony Chachere's. You can go a little heavier if you want, but this is good enough for me, and it's gonna serve as the base layer underneath the skin, or underneath the crunch. Now the second step is gonna be the cornstarch. So let's reopen up our bag. We're gonna take our cornstarch, and we're just gonna eyeball this. I like to sprinkle in probably 2 tablespoons to start, and then you can always add more. Just about there. Now again, seal up your bag with the cornstarch in it and start shaking it up. Now once you have those shaken up, they should pretty much just look a little bit battered in there. But you're done. You're done. Now you could just throw these in the fridge, let them marinate until you're ready to cook dinner, and you're good to go. So I'm gonna put these to the side, and now we can start thinking about sides because you want ranch on the side, but you also need a little bit of a carb sometimes. Today, this is what we'll be using. My lovely girlfriend stopped at Trader Joe's today, so we're gonna be using their waffle fries. I love waffle fries with my wings. You can do what you'd like. Maybe you wanna be low calorie and do celery and carrots. I'm doing waffle fries and celery and carrots. This is my go-to. Now, I used to deep fry these wings. I used to swear by only deep frying, but it makes the house kind of stink. You have all this oil mess and it takes a while. So recently I've been air frying these on account of my girlfriend, and they actually come out perfect, if not, healthier. So always good to find alternatives. If you want to deep fry these, you can. We're gonna be air frying today. So we have this convenient 2-container air fryer, which makes it a little bit easier to cook all of this at once. Just because you can't throw all of them in there, they're not gonna cook evenly. So we're gonna do 2 separate batches. Now this is what the wings should look like if you wanna take a little bit of a look. Just some Tony Chachere's. That cornstarch should barely be on there. Okay, so now that these have been marinating a little bit and they're ready to go in, remember, they're coated with a little bit of Tony Chachere's and cornstarch. Very simple, very easy. Don't overload on cornstarch. We're not making fried chicken here, we're making wings. Now, pro tip, if you do have a dual container air fryer, this is where you can get a little bit creative. I like to do flats on one side, drums on the other side so that everything cooks evenly. If you don't, just throw them in there. Just make sure you're not stacking those wings up and there's just one single layer and you'll be fine. So let's get these transferred into the air fryer. We've all been there where we sit down at a bar or we DoorDash some wings to the house. You got your YouTube video ready, you got your show ready, and then you're just not happy when you eat them. They're either so soggy and so fatty and just not cooked well, or they're just massive, disgusting, inedible wings. Or my least favorite is when you get like pizzeria wings and the bone is just breaking as you're eating them because the chicken is just not quality. Like, those are the worst feelings, and then hopefully after you watch this video you'll never have to go through that again. So now that we have our wings in the air fryer, let's give it a quick look. Follow me over here. This is what your wings should look like in the air fryer. Remember, we like to separate the drums and the flats, and there should be one single layer. You don't want to stack those wings or they're not going to get crispy like we want them. Now let's throw them in the air fryer. We're going to start it up on air fry. We're going to raise the temperature to 400 and let it go for 20 minutes. Now, after about 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so, you're going to want to give these a flip so that both sides are golden brown. But really, there's no perfect amount of time. You kind of just got to eyeball it. The good news is with these wings is you can't overcook them. We want them to be really crispy. We want there to be a char on the edge of those flats. And we don't want it to be soggy, so leave it in there for a while. You can't overcook these. They're gonna be delicious, trust me. Okay, as you can tell, the 20 minutes are up, and we are now starting to get a little bit of a golden color on there. So now it's time for us to take these wings and flip them. All right, we just got those back in the oven, flipped on for another 20 minutes or so. Excuse me, on 400 degrees. I'll get back to you once they're done. Everybody smell that? That's the smell of crispy, delicious wings being done in the air fryer. The smell of, 60% savings in your wallet and an amazing dinner coming up. So these wings are just about finished. That's the color you're looking for. Make sure we don't get any free heat picks in this shot. This is what you're looking for. Now let's transfer it into a big bowl and get them seasoned. Alright team, now that we have the wings in a bowl, we're going to go ahead and do the most important part, which is now getting them dusted and delicious. This is the seasoning. So we're going to start first with that honey. This is an important step to make sure that the seasoning stays on those wings. You're going to want to eyeball it. I really just hit it with a light, maybe tablespoon of honey. You can always add more if you need, but you don't want to have dessert. We're here for dinner. Now that you got that honey on there, let's give it a good toss. Give those wings a little toss. Make sure that honey's spread out evenly. Okay, and now for the most important part, we're going to take our Tony Chachere's Zero Salt. We're going to shake a little bit on top, get a little dusting. And that's pretty much it. If you'd like, you can always add a little bit of buffalo sauce. Sometimes I'll add a little hot sauce for a kick, but totally up to you. A little bit of Frank's Red Hot here, so I'm gonna do a splash, but of course, you don't have to do this if you prefer yours dusted and not spicy, or if you just like as crispy of a wing as possible. I just like to give them a little toss of sauce. And that's it. Now let's get to plating. I know this is just for show, but everyone knows wings taste better on a diner platter, so we're gonna set that down there, get our ranch, Blue cheese ranch, doesn't matter, whatever you like. Just throw that right in the middle of the plate. There you go. And I just like to get those wings right on there. Boom. Dinner is served. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell me in the comments below what kind of seasoning do you like on your wings. Do you like the Tony Chachere's, or do you have a better recipe? Let us know your favorite. I'll see you guys on the next one.